it's Mayo. Today we're here to talk about deep breathing and diaphragm breathing. When people are stressed out or anxious, they tend to breathe more with their chest. It's a faster, more anxious, shallower breathing, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever had anxiety or stress, you know the feeling, right? Chest breathing equals shallower breaths, which equals faster breathing, which equals more physical tension, which equals less circulation, and it can trigger stress responses in the body. Basically though, chest breathing can equal stress responses in the body. If you're not breathing at all with your core, then you likely have stomach or digestive issues. Like if your stomach is not moving at all when you breathe, you're more likely to have stomach issues or digestive issues. If you're breathing only with your chest, you're also more likely to have tension in your chest, in your upper back, in your shoulders, and in your neck. Fun facts. Diaphragm breathing lowers your heart rate, it helps you relax, it lessens your stress, and I will link below an article that lists lots of other great stuff about the technical things about deep breathing, diaphragm breathing. There are so many benefits, and you can read more about it if you want to. Personally, what I use diaphragm breathing for: meditation, rest, getting sleepy, getting relaxed, being in a restful and restorative state, resetting, mind clearing to help digestion, that being gastroparesis, IBS, constipation, etc. It's also really good for circulation. The technique is pretty simple. Your stomach should be moving up and down with every breath you take. If you're chest breathing, then your chest will be moving, but your stomach won't move. You want your abdomen to move most with diaphragm breathing. Or there's also a form of breathing with both your chest and your stomach. I should have this scooted back more because I keep touching my stomach and you can't see. Here is a great graphic that I found online. I do not own this at all. I found this on Google Images, but I feel like this really shows it great. So if you look at the person on the left, you can see that their belly is going out, and then you see as they're exhaling on the right side, their belly goes back in. But I think this is a really great graphic to show that your belly should be coming out when you diaphragm breathe, and it goes back in when you exhale. Okay, that's the concept we need to understand. These are my personal suggestions of some exercises you can try to play around with diaphragm breathing. Lay flat, either on the floor, on a bed, on a couch, and breathe normally, just observing what's moving. If your chest is the only thing moving up and down when you're breathing, then you're chest breathing. If your stomach is moving when you're breathing, like a good amount, then you're breathing with your core. You are diaphragm breathing. So you want to first know how you breathe naturally. Step number 2 is to then practice breathing in both ways so you know the difference of how these things feel. Knowing to be conscious of how they feel can be really helpful, because sometimes you may start breathing a lot with your chest and then you catch yourself in that. Like if you know the feeling, you can catch yourself and you can correct it and like breathe a little bit deeper, breathe a little fuller. Step number 3 is to practice breathing with both at the same time, to practice having fuller, deeper breaths. So the step before was to practice each one individually, and step number 3 is to practice breathing both at the same time. Step number 4, if you want to get fancy and advanced, maybe if you're someone who's already conscious of how to breathe with both individually, you can play around with this, where you can breathe, for example, breathe in with your chest first and then expand to your stomach, and then when you breathe out, go in reverse. Exhale from your stomach first and then exhale from your chest. You can do that the opposite way. You can inhale with your stomach first and then inhale to your chest, exhale from your chest, exhale from your stomach. You can do it in any order. There's so many options there. You can play around with that. That's just techniques on playing around with breathing. Lots of types of meditative techniques. You can breathe in fancy ways just as a way to keep your mind activated on focusing on your breathing. It can be really soothing because not only is it taking your mental focus to focus on breathing so differently. It's also including your physical body. So you're including a lot of different senses at the same time, and that's a technique for just feeling relaxed. If you include more of your senses, you activate your mind and your body and include everything together, it can be really soothing. So if you want to play around with breathing, that's an idea. A tip that I have that I found really helpful in the beginning when I was learning this stuff is to leave a hand on your chest and a hand on your stomach. I'm not far enough in frame, but you leave a hand on your chest and a hand on your stomach. So as you're trying these techniques out and you're practicing this, you know when one part of you is going up and when another part is staying still. If you have hands on yourself, then you're feeling what's moving. So other options are you can put objects on you. So you put a phone here, put something else here, and then you feel what's moving up and down. You can also record yourself in a video if you're having a hard time figuring out what's moving. Or you can have someone watch you breathe and tell you, like, what part of me is moving? I don't know how I'm breathing, and how can I breathe deeper and fuller? Those are some options. Just thought I would suggest those. So now that I've given the instructions for this, I'm going to lay down on my bed. I'm going to put the camera at a low angle so you can see what parts of me are moving, and just kind of demonstrate a little bit of this. So this is step number 1. Remember, lay flat and just observe whatever is moving as you're breathing. I naturally do breathe with my diaphragm. This is what I was saying though, where you can put a hand here and a hand here. Oh, my hands are so cold. But you put your hands there and then you can see like what moves. You can feel it and you can see it. So step 2 is to practice breathing where only your stomach is moving or only your chest is moving. So I'll show you chest breathing first. And see how my low hand here isn't moving like at all. And I'll show you stomach breathing. We saw this hand was hardly moving at all. This type of breathing feels deeper. This type of breathing feels tighter and more shallow. So that's something that you can try out, see how it feels for you. But for me, just stomach breathing alone feels really deep. Step number 3 is to breathe both at the same time. So see, that time both are moving, right? Step number 4, I said you can get fancy and you can alternate with like how you breathe, where you inhale, where you exhale. So I'll just demonstrate breathing with my chest first, then my stomach, and then I'll exhale my stomach and then my chest. Was that visible? Could you see it? I'll do the other way then. So I'll go inhale with stomach first, then inhale to my chest, exhale from my chest, exhale stomach. Having super intentional breathing can just be super soothing. It can be just something to activate your mind differently or try it out. So I thought I would demonstrate that as well. There's lots of different ways you can do it. That's today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to give this a like if you like, subscribe to my channel if you want to come back for more. You can come support me on Patreon if you want. If you're interested in this type of health healing related stuff, I have lots of videos on this topic, so head to my channel and check out my playlists. Everything is categorized and organized for whatever you're interested in. You can also check out my blog, heyoitsmayo.blogspot.com. I have an all content page where everything that I make, whether it's video or blog form, is organized and categorized so you can easily find what you want to watch.
Classic mayo.
That's it. Thanks for coming to my corner of the internet, guys. I appreciate you.